Hey guys, Ryan over here at Factory MX. Today we're going to be doing a rear tire review for the upcoming Race Around the Lake 2014. Alright, so for this tire review, basically we picked a good, better, and best. And then that also kind of corresponds with price range. So the STIs are going to be running about 79 bucks. The Scorpion being in the middle at about 85, and then the Dunlop being kind of the best of both worlds, but then also more expensive. You're going to be looking at about 94 bucks, and those are all going to be for the 120 80/19 size, so the big 450s. Obviously the smaller sizes for 250Fs, 125s are going to be a few bucks less. And then we also have the AT81 for the 18-inch guys, which is going to be our first place tire. All the rest of these are listed in the 18-inch minus the Dunlop MX52. So that's where we have the AT81 to supplement for the first place in the 18-inch, and those are going to be running about 92 bucks. We're not really going to go over any front tires. We only suggest one front tire for this race, and that's going to be the Dunlop MX52. That fits on any full-size bike, no matter if you have a 19-inch rear or 18-inch rear. And it's going to pair up with any of the other brands perfect. But basically all front tires only have, I'd say, a $5 to $7 tops price difference from a lower budget to the Dunlop MX52, so might as well spend that extra $7 and get the best of the best. We have the STI Tech 2 MX. We also have the Pirelli Scorpion MX Extra. We have the Dunlop Geomax MX52 for 19-inch tires. Then we have a supplemental one for our Dunlop for the 18-inch guys. That's going to be the AT81. Alright, so third place for us is going to be the STI Tech 2 tire. Basically a value tire, comes in at about 79 bucks for a 120 80/19. Great all around, actually has a pretty a good knob pattern on it. You can see intermediate spacing, great for intermediate hard, and it does cross over into soft as well. This has an even tread pattern that is going to be basically the same on the whole tire. Unlike some of the others where it's going to be a staggered pattern, this one is completely even all the way around. Has a pretty tall knob, so you're going to have some great wear, and it's going to cross over to that soft terrain like we talked about earlier. For the asphalt cement parts that we're going to have at Race Around the Lake, you're not going to have to worry about shredding this too much, but at the value price, it's not going to break the bank. Motocross Action Magazine did give it 4 out of 5 stars, so it really is a great tire at a great price point. Alright, so here we have the Pirelli MX Extra. Great tire. For us, it comes in second place. Intermediate to hard terrain, does cross over into soft just like some of the others. They do have the cross block pattern that's going to reinforce and connect the side knobs to the center knob. All the center knobs are going to be non-staggered. The sides do cross over quite far onto the sidewall, so you're going to have pretty good side traction. Nice thing about the Pirelli, does have a little bit softer sidewall, which is going to give you a little bit more feeling, going from sand to dirt to cement to basically anything. What we do suggest though, running this slightly thinner sidewall, is running closer to a 14 to 15 psi pressure rating. Remember, you want to check that cold, but it will heat up, especially with the asphalt sections. So if you want, you can maybe drop that 1 to 2 psi, and that would get you right in the prime range. Alright, so here's a closer view of the Pirelli MX Extra. You can see that they have a pretty intermediate space pattern as well on their knobs, nice and tall. You can see they have the bridge between the side knobs for extra support through turns. One thing to note on the Pirelli is going to be that it's going to have a softer and thinner sidewall than say the STI or the Dunlop MX52. So with that, you're going to want to run a little bit higher tire pressure. If you do hit one of those square edge bumps, or say the dirt to cement part of the course at Race Around the Lake, you don't want to risk a pinch flat. Another nice feature on the Pirelli is that it has these flex points. We'll point that out later on the Dunlop MX52, but these flex points allow a lot of traction in a straight line, but then you do, like we mentioned, have these cross bars that support the side knob. So when you go through a turn, it's going to support the bike, the weight of the bike, and it's not going to roll over on itself. With this Pirelli MX Extra coming in at about 85 bucks, it's right in the middle of the road. So basically it's second place for traction and wear-wise for us, especially for race around the lake. And then it's right in the middle price point. So not going to break the bank, but give you the best, I would say, all-around bang for your buck. So for the 19-inch tires, the Dunlop MX52 is going to come in first place for us for race around the lake. Basically, it is a more expensive tire. For the 120/80/19, you're going to be looking at about 95 bucks. But you basically get the best of everything. Best side traction, best straight line traction. Braking is going to be awesome. It's going to cross over. The MX52 did replace the original MX51 and the MX71. So this kind of covers two terrain ranges, which is the intermediate to hard. Basically Dunlop decided to combine those two ranges into one tire. But the nice thing is it does cross over into the soft terrain, which is where they have the MX32 as their prime soft to intermediate terrain. But I would say that the MX52 crosses over into soft just as well as it does intermediate to hard. So sand section, silty section, asphalt, motocross track, anything that Race Around the Lake is going to throw at you, this tire is going to handle it. Remember, this only does come in the 19-inch, so that's where we have the other Dunlop AT81 for the 18-inch guys. Alright, as you can see with this close-up shot of the MX52, which is one of our favorites, you have flex points. You have their, I think it's patented knob inside of the knob side pattern. This honestly is like grip central. They do have a staggered knob pattern, so you can see these ones are even, these ones are staggered. Nice thing about the Dunlop and why it's one of our first choices is the, like we talked about, flex point in sidebars and knob inside of the knob. They're able to use a stiffer compound rubber, which is going to extend the life of the tire, especially going on those asphalt sections, that slick cement, park sidewalk. But it crosses over into the soft sand, the beach sand well. It's going to go into that silty little mountain bike type section, fire road, the motocross track. It basically is going to do everything awesome. So this is why this is going to be one of our first choices. Alright, so first place for us for the 18-inch tires, which is going to be your WRs, KTMs, CRF 450Xs, 250Xs, basically any 18-inch. Since Dunlop does not make the MX52 in those, the first place is going to be the Dunlop AT81. Comes in the RC, which is the reinforced compound in the sides, or the standard model. Either one is going to be great. Reinforced sidewall is going to give you that little extra cushion against the square edge, the dirt to cement sections. But they basically have the Geomax technology in the center, which allows them to use a stiffer rubber compound, but still allow for great traction. So you get great traction, great wear, all around great package. But like we said earlier, Dunlop does not have a 18-inch offering in the MX52. So this is going to be our first choice for the 18-inch rears. Like the MX52, it has a flex point in the center. They do use the harder rubber compound. It does not have the knob inside of the knob on the side, but they do have these evenly spaced and reinforced side knobs. So you are going to get almost as good a traction on the AT81 for the 18-inch guys like you would on the MX52 for the 19-inch. They do come in a reinforced compound, which is the RC. Either one is going to be a great option. The RC is going to stand up a little better to the curb sections. We're going to have that dirt to cement a step or anything as far as a rock or whatnot for a pinch flat. But the standard AT81 is going to be just fine. So save yourself a little bit of money and go with the standard, or if you do want that heavy duty sidewall, you can go with the AT81 RC. Alright, so not only do we have all the full-size bike tires for Race Around the Lake, we do have a full selection of the mini tires, ranging from 10-inch all the way up to the 85s having a 14 and a 17, or a big wheel having a 16-inch rear and the 19-inch front. So full selection of tires, come on by and check them out. Thanks for watching. Hopefully we covered all the bases that we could on these 3 great tires and then the 18-inch good tire. If you have any questions, give us a call at the shop. You can come on by, especially to have the tires mounted, and you can also visit us online. You can leave a comment in the comment box below, and we'll be happy to answer any questions you have. If you like what you see, make sure to subscribe to our channel. We got plenty more videos coming out from track reviews, product reviews, and just riding in general.